Hello everyone, welcome to our channel BISP Solution. So let's start our today's topic, and this is our last topic in our SCM, right? So this is our today's topic, that is drop shipment sales order process. So in today's session, we will see what is the drop shipment sales order process and how we can perform. What is the required setups uh, for this drop shipment sales order process in our application. We will see one by one all the things, right? And as some time before our instance gets refreshed, so our previously uh, defined setup will also be refreshed, right? So we'll navigate some seeded setups provided by the Oracle, and whenever we have performed something, we'll create and we'll see what is the process of this drop shipment, right? So let's see what is the process for this drop shipment sell, right? Sales order. Suppose we have a customer A, and he want to set a order, place a order for our organization, that is organization X, right? So the requirement of this customer A is 100 laptop, right? So he create a requirement for this organization X, right? So this organization X is getting the requirement from the customer A, and um, and will send this will create first he create the purchase equation and purchase order for our supplier, right? So he send the purchase order for our supplier for 100 laptop, right? So this is the process of getting the requirement and send the purchase order details and to the supplier, right? So what the supplier will do, he send the shipment, he sent the item to the customer directly, right? He shipped the item to the customer directly. This is called a drop shipment, right? So in our last session we will see, we have seen that what is back to back, right? In our back to back shipment sales order process, where the customer send a request to the organization, and the organization send the request to the supplier for the purchase order, and later on the supplier send the item to our inventory organization, and after that this inventory organization shipped the material to the customer, right? This is back to back, but there is some difference between the drop shipment. Like the customer send the request to the organization, and the organization send the purchase order, you can say the requirement, to our supplier, and supplier send the shipment directly to the customer, right? So this is a drop shipment sales order process, right? So we have some basic setup we have to perform this application, start from the like creating the item and defining the price, all the things, and some process we have already done in our previous session where we perform this back to back shipment, right? So now let's see what are the basic requirement for this drop shipment sales order process. Hope you understand what is the drop shipment uh, sales order process. This is a simple, right? Whenever the customer wants some item from our organization, he send the request to our organization, and our organization send the purchase order to the supplier. Supplier send the shipment, you can say the item, to our customer directly without any sending to the organization, and you can say our inventory organization, right? So what are the basic setups, like enable the customer sales order fulfillment? We have already seen how we set this into the procurement offerings, right? And for the drop shipment we have one offering in our order management, right? So we have to enable these things in our application. Later on we have to set the price for our item, we have to configure the orchestration system options, we have to define the quality business unit for our drop shipment. As we know that whenever we create the like we define the business functions to our business unit. So at that time we have to qualify our business unit, right? So we'll see how we define it. We will check all the things, and after that we have to create the orchestration qualifier. We have already seeded system, seeded setups. We will go and we'll see, we'll navigate all the things, right? And if you want to create, you can set as per your requirement, right? So next is define the drop shipment financial flow. We have to define it. And what is the default procurement preparer? What are the default buyer, right? Creating the sourcing rule. We have already seen how we define the sourcing rule, right? Assigning the sourcing rule to the sourcing agreement, right? Assignment set, right? We have to create the ATP rule, and after setting all these setups, all the uh, all the configuration for this drop shipment, we have to run this collect planning data, because we have to map, and you can say that we have to synchronize our inventory to our order management, right? Whenever you create the inventory organization, sub inventory, right? And we can say we create the item, defining the price, defining the description, all the things. We can also send the creating defining the on and quantity. So at that time we have to map, we have to synchronize our inventory item to our order management. So we have to run this collect planning data, and after that we have to run this refresh and start order promising server, so that our server get fetch all the information from the inventory to our order management, right? And after that we can create the purchase agreement, right? Because without any agreement we cannot take the item. We cannot procure the item from our supplier, right? And after we can create the sales order. So based on the sales order, system create the purchase requisition and the purchase order, right? So we create the ASN. So whenever we right, sorry, we define, I think we whenever we define this orchestration system option, or the orchestration qualifier, at that time we define either we can match the like our sales order to our AP setups, right? Either, or you can set our item, and you can say you can match our sales order with the ASN, right? So you can say when our items come into our inventory, at that time we create the receipt, right? And whenever we define the drop shipment, at that time we do not take the item in our inventory, so we do not create any receipt. So at that time we match the item to this sales order. So we match with the ASN, right? And after that we check the sales order status, and at the end we perform one ESS job, that is import auto invoice, so that the system create the invoice automatically in our accounts receivable, right? So these are the basic required setups for this drop shipment sales order process. And most of the things we have already created, like how we create the purchase agreement. We have already seen our previous session, creating the sales order, creating the ASN invoice, and auto invoice. We have already seen how we create. We just check this all the setups. We will navigate these all the setups, and we'll create one purchase order, and we'll see how we'll perform this drop shipment sales order process, right? So let's on to the application. So this is our application, right? So let's start with the customer fulfillment. You can check how we check. So we'll go to one more. right? Now click on this setting and action, go to the setup and maintenance. Click on this task list, right? Click on this manage implementation project, click on that, right? Sorry, done. Navigate on this, we have to click on this action, go to the offerings. So we have on the procurement, this is the procurement, go to the opt in the feature, right? Take time, right? So procurement, click on this edit icon of these features, and you can see the options that is, we have the option is customer sales order fulfillment. This is already enabled. Now done. Now go to the procurement, sorry, order management, and let's see drop shipment, right? So done. Done. Right, now go to the order management. Where is the, this is the order management. Now click on this opt-in feature, and let's see the drop ship is enabled or not. So again, click on this feature, edit icon of this order management, and we have the drop ship. You can see this is the drop ship and the option is enabled, right? No issue. Done. Now go to the set list price for item, right? So let's see how we define the price for this item, right? So go to the product management and let's search our item. So this is our product information management. Now click on this task list and click on this manage item. Now we have the item name is CM 53035, right? So this is our item, and we have the item master 000, and this our inventory organization 001. So let's click on this organization level, child inventory organization level. We can see, go to the specification, go to the purchasing, right? No issue. Now we have the purchasing, right? So on the purchase price we have the option, you can define the price for this particular item, right? And you can see this is the purchased, yes, and purchasable item. This is the purchasable item, right? So we have already set the price for this item, right? Now let's go to the next setup. This is configure the orchestration system option. So now orchestration system option. So again go to this one, go to now. Click on this task list, go to the manage implementation project. We have the project. Now we have to search, that is orchestration system. We have the supply chain financial orchestration system option. Now go with the order management, and here we have to define our item master, right? So click on that, and we have the system option. Click on this, go to task, right? So you can see this is our item validation organization. So under the orchestration system option, we have to define our item master organization. So we have already defined over here, and this is the system item. You can change our item. So what is our item? CM53. So let's change it. This is CM53035. Check it. Okay. Right. And what is the maximum number of records per batch? You can define as per your requirement, right? So this is a basic thing we have to define on this orchestration system option, right? And we have the separate primary and the financial route, and you can ignore the bill only flow. This is the any options, no issue. Now go with the you can save and close. So this is our setups, right? Now we have to qualify the business unit for the drop shipment, right? So how we qualify the business unit? We have the task name is business function, business business unit, business function, business unit, business function, right? Now go with the product management, right? And now assign business unit, business function. Go to the task, go to task, right? Select our business unit, click on display and go to task, right? Select US1 business unit, right? 7 close, right? So this is the option that's below legal entity. We have to enable this option so that we can qualify our business unit for drop shipment, right? So this is already selected, and this is business functions. We can also check this one, right? And 7 close. This is the warning. Ignore it. Click OK. Right. Now let's move our next task, that is create orchestration qualifier. So again we have to search. Sorry. orchestration qualifier. Right. So this is our qualifier, right? So this is managed supply chain financial orchestration qualifier. So go to task, right? No issue. Now we have some seeded, and then let's create one more. Suppose we have the we have the Tata orchestration qualifier, right? And you can set the same into the description of here. Sorry, right? Now we have one option, that is business process type. What is your business process type? This is the main thing we have to select here, that is drop shipment. This is the main thing we have, right? And we have to add the parameter. What is the parameter we have defining the item over here, right? And what is the operator you can set over here? We have to define the value is nothing but our item. So let's define our item, that is CM 53035, right? Okay, right. And you can set the and or operator if you have multiples, right? No issue. 7 close. Okay, now let's move to our next setup, right? We have the we have to define the drop shipment financial flow. So this is also this one. You can see this is the managed drop shipment flow, financial flow. Click on this, go to task, right? No issue. Now let's click on this create icon so that we can create the new one. And what is the basic requirement we have? Suppose we have to define the name Tata. This is dropship financial flow, right? You can define over here, and you can also set this one into the description also, right? Right. So this is the thing. Supplier ownership change event. What on the what basis you want to supply our supplier ownership change our event? Like on the basis of AP invoice match, on the basis of ASN from the supplier, right? You can change the event, right? So go with the ASN from the supplier, right? And what is the priority? Suppose we have to 100, and suppose we have to 11 is our priority, you can define as per requirement. And what is the status must be active, right? This is the main thing. And at the bottom we have to define our business unit over here, right? What is the selling business unit, what is the receiving, right? So as per your requirement, and we have to set our business unit. And let's define our business unit, this one. And we have to define this organization, right? So rest of the things comes automatically, right? Fetch the application fetch automatically from the organization, right? Save and close, right? So this is created, right? And this is also created their drop shipment flow, you can see. So this is the US1 we have already created, and this is the Chicago, this is our organization, right? No issue, cancel out. Now what is the next we have? And next we have the default procurement prepare and default buyer. So in our last session we have already see what is the procurement preparer, what is the default buyer in our application we have already seen, right? So no need to go and check the procurement preparer and the buyer, right? So and what is the how we create the sourcing rule, right? Let's check what is the procurement preparer. We should go with that. Done. So now we have already seen in our last session. Let's create the sourcing rule. Sourcing rule is also we created, and the sourcing rule how we assign sourcing rule to the assignment set. So let's see these two tasks, right? So actually in our default buyer we have to set something like who is the buyer. We have already. So now let's check the buyer. See, right? So how we can we have the manage buyer assignment. Click on this rule, right? So we have the right. You can see this is the word. Sorry. Right. So now search it out. So we have the US1 business unit is already created. You can see, and deliver to organization is no issue. And this is our buyer, right? So you can copy this thing, and you can set as per like Casey Brown, and you can set the Routh Kelvin. Routh Kelvin is I think our preparer, right? So let's copy this buyer and paste it in this. We have this thing, and we have the buyer, right? No issue. Cancel out. Now let's go to the sourcing rules. Click on this navigator and done. Click on this navigator. Go to the global order promising under the order management. This is order management. Click on this global order promising. Right. So this is the global order promising, and we have the task that is create sourcing rules. Right. Now click on search. So we have already created this sourcing rule that is we can search by the 001, right? So this is our sourcing rule we have already created, and this is the name of the sourcing rule M001, right? And you can check, you can edit it, right? And suppose we can select it, edit it. We have the system is make it, transfer and buy from. You can change it from here. We have to define the supplier, like who's the supplier you can set over here, right? So cancel out, no issue. And let's check what we have the assign sourcing rule to the sourcing assignment. So first we have to check the default value. What is our default value? Suppose we have the this one. Click on this navigator and go to the manage assignment site, right? So again search it out. So this is global order promising is our assignment set. So we have to check our sourcing rule is defined or not in this, right? So how we check this one? Suppose organization is 001, search it out, right? So we have this 001, and what is the item we have? Suppose we have the item CM 53035 is our item, right? So this is our organization, this is our item, and this is sourcing rule. So this is the not our sourcing rule, so you can set our sourcing rule like select it, and M001 is our sourcing rule, right? No issue. So you can send close. Right. Now next let's move to our next setup, that is create ATP rule. So ATP rule is also created in our setups, like cancel out. Click on this task list and click on this manage ATP rules. Right. So let's search it out on the basis of our CM 53035. Let's search it out on the basis of item. Yes, our item is assigned to our ATP rule. So ATP rule is also you can check it out in click on this edit icon. This is our ATP rule, and you can also create by clicking on this create icon. And in our previously session, when we perform the AR setups and requirements at AR setups, at that time we have created this ATP rules, right? So go and watch this video, and you can learn from that how to create the ATP rules, right? So that's right. Now let's run the collect planning data and run refresh. So we have click on this again task list under the global order promising, and we have collect planning data, right? What is the source? OBS, right? And OBS we have to select all the things, right? Under the supply planning data we have to select all the things, and we have to submit it. Submit, right? No issue. It's warning. So we have to copy this copy it and click OK. 1878, right? Now let's go to the tools and go to the schedule process. Now let's search by the process ID. Search it out. So the condition, the process is under the running status, right? So wait for a while till the status gets succeeded. It will take, I think, 10 to 15 minutes, because we are synchronizing our inventory system, inventory application to our order management application, right? So it will take time, right? So till the time, wait for the things, and after that we have to run this refresh and start order promising, and you can create the purchase agreement, create sales order, right? And all the things, right? So wait for the while. still the status in running condition, so it will take time, right? So wait for a while till the process gets succeeded. After completing this job, this collection job set, we can perform the refresh and start order processing server, right? So wait for a while. Now till the time we will create some more things, right? So now let's create the purchase agreement. So I think we have created some purchase order. Let's see again, create. So how we create the purchase agreement? Go to the purchase order, sorry, procurement and order. Where's the order? There is purchase agreement. You can also click on that. Click on this task list and you can manage the agreement. Right. So let's see, we have the Dell supplier, right? So let's check we have the agreement or not. So we don't have any agreement for this supplier, right? So let's create one agreement. So create agreement. So this is blanket purchase agreement and you cannot access the business unit, right? So this is how we have to perform this job first, right? Succeeded issue, right? And after that, click on this scheduling process. We have run this refresh and start. 。 order promising server. Click OK. Right, now let's select all the things. Now submit. Let's copy it. Done. Now let's search. Status is running. So here the business procurement view is not fetching, right? So I think there is the instance get refreshed some hours before. So this is a fresh instance. So I think we don't have any some I think roles and data access, right? So we have to provide the inventory and the data access for that. So after that we can create the agreement, all the things, right? So we have already knows how to create the purchase agreement, how to create the sales order, and based on these drop shipment setups, the system will create the purchase requisition and the purchase order, right? So this is the things, right? And we have to create the ASN. So on which basis we create the ASN? On the purchase order basis we can create the ASN, right? And after that we create this auto invoice in the account receivable, right? So this is the simple procedure, and we have already seen all the things in the previous sessions, right? So no need to perform all the things because our instance gets refreshed, so all the setups will not we don't have in our application. So we have to set up all the things, like we have to set up the inventory related setups, the procurement related some settings, like, and we have to define some roles, data access, right? So we have to perform all the things. After that, these things we can perform in this application, right? So this is all about the drop shipment, right? So hope you understand all the things about the drop shipment sales order process in the Oracle Fusion application, right? So thanks for attending this session. Thank you so much.